And let's check out a breakdown. Looking at some stats for Doncic.
And guys, he's regressed a little bit offensively. He hasn't been the same this month as he was earlier in the season. He's lacking the edge that he had, and he needs to change his mindset. Stop sitting back and get into attack mode.
Here are the starters for Brooklyn. Taurean Prince is out there with Harris. Then there's Irving. And there's Jarrett Allen. And it's Dinwiddie in at the 2-guard spot. And for the Mavericks, inside of the 4 and the 5, Porzingis and Powell. Doncic out there with Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 3, the small forward.
You know, for a team like the Nets, building without top picks, player development becomes critical. I mean, the Nets have made that a key focus for their franchise, and you can see the results paying dividends now.
On the wing, Harris. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Prince outside. From outside, off the mark. Like you were talking about the Nets player development. Guys like Spencer Dinwiddie and Joe Harris were signed as free agents.
Yeah, and you know, guys, a coaching staff dedicated to taking them to the next level in terms of improvement and player development. The investment they make in their top-notch training facility, all of that focus paying off for them.
Hardaway with it. The pass to Doncic. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's on Jarrett Allen. On when you see that step back 3, Clark for Doncic. Shades of James Harden, the way he gets that shot off.
And you know what they say, Luka's deceleration, hitting the brakes and stopping suddenly, is top-notch, just like James Harden's. So that's quite a compliment. A lot of that is footwork and balance. But I think his quickness, too, guys, has been a little bit underrated. This guy is a little better athlete than he gets credit for.
That free throw good from Doncic. Mark, you and I were looking at the rosters. Both these teams very deep, so there's a lot of fouls to give tonight.
Yeah, that's a great observation by you, Kevin. And when you have that kind of circumstance where your bench is deep, it allows you, I think, to bring an aggressive mindset in terms of how you're going to defend and how you're not going to allow easy baskets, because you're able to foul and not be so concerned about foul trouble. Well, you look at Luka Doncic, and the one skepticism scouts had was his athleticism or lack thereof, and I think he's proven that's not necessary to be a great basketball player. And he's only getting better as he works with NBA trainers.
And you know, you heard about Doncic. Even if he's a step slow, he's always 2 steps ahead with his mental game.
You know, Kevin, that's a great point. Feel, savvy, experience, know-how. You know, he grew up playing against bigger, stronger guys, and that always serves you well as you go forward. So he understands how to create space and anticipate and feel how to get defenders off balance. I mean, he's just a special young player.
And the 6'6" point guard, Spencer Dinwiddie, second-round pick of the Detroit Pistons in 2014. You know, Greg, they might have wished they held on to him.
One of the most improved players in our league. Last season, he signed that 4-year, $48 million extension from the Nets, rewarding his growth.
First quarter, about a minute and a half in. Here's Irving. Nice D from Doncic. And so it's Doncic with it. He brings it up for the Mavericks. They come into this one following a loss to the Thunder.
Well, they made a few key shots, but missed many more. It was a rough night for them offensively.
And you know what? If you're not going to outwork your opposition, then you typically are going to get outplayed.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
What, you mean the throwdown at the end? I'll tell you what, fellas, I mean, the highlight shows are going to pain them even more.
Here's Hardaway. Brooklyn with the rebound. Down low, Prince. And a 4-year player at Baylor, Taurean Prince, something of a surprise lottery pick back in 2016. But, Greg, he's become a very valuable player.
You know, he's one of those two-way power wings that it seems every team wants. A dependable three-point marksman who holds his own defensively.
First one falls for him.
You know, guys, the Dallas Mavericks with the longest active sellout streak of any pro basketball team. You can put sellout in quotes because they actually give a lot of tickets away to schools and community service groups to make sure that building is full.
And both free throws good for Prince. For Dallas, they've gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Doncic finds Porzingis. And the officials call a traveling violation. And a moment here to see the standings for the Eastern Conference. And you know, guys, some interesting stories have unfolded here as we move through the middle of the season. You look at Brooklyn. They're 7th right now. Not a bad spot, but certainly they'd like to string together a run of wins.
And right now for Brooklyn, they're one of those teams that hasn't quite figured it out this year. A lot of talent, a lot of heart, but nothing to put them up on that next level.
You know, it's really hard to figure out exactly what's been missing, but there is something missing that perhaps could be the system they're playing in.
You know, Clark, the Mavericks making their games accessible to Dallas fans, much more concerned with the packed house and the revenue at the gate.
Yeah, and I like that philosophy, guys. I mean, building their future fan base, those fans will be around for a while, giving young people a chance to become Mavericks fans for life. And you start early, and it pays dividends down the road usually.
And the big contract for Tim Hardaway Jr. back in 2017, Clark. 4 years, $71 million.
Hey, sometimes timing is everything. We know that in our world and in all the other worlds out there. And think about that now. Tim Hardaway Jr. has made more money than his all-star father made in his whole career. Hardaway Jr., young and athletic, and a really rock-solid player at both ends.
So he comes up empty, missing both. Scouting reports very detailed, Clark. Talk about the types of insights those scouting reports would reveal about your team and your opposition.
Typically player tendencies and team tendencies. How do they win? What areas are they really strong in? A team being excellent on the glass or tremendous in transition offense or very physical. I mean, just those types of nuggets that you would have for a team and then individual players so that you could try to position them to not be at their best by what you did to counteract them.
Good explanation.
You know, currently they're just 1 of 5 from the field. That's not going to get it done.
And Allen slams it in.
Woo-hoo-hoo, that's the stuff of nightmares for the defense. They'll see that one in their sleep. A long athlete like Allen flying in the air, that's a bad picture.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Boy, you look at how tall Porzingis is. He's 7'3", and you add in his skill level. That's a unique combination. No wonder they call him the unicorn. He is unique.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That one is off. And Clark, the advantage of height, well known in basketball, but some have wondered if Porzingis is almost too tall.
Well, you know, there's a concern because he's had a significant injury early in his career, and his frame is really long, which makes you a little more susceptible to injuries. But I think KP has worked diligently to add strength and improve his body. Only time will tell if he's able to stand up to a long, productive NBA career.
Harris dishes to Jordan. Pass to Irving. Jordan against Powell. 5 to shoot. Here's Harris. Another one falls for Brooklyn.
Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
Tell you what, forget about easing into the game. They came out with guns blazing.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game. And this is their first time matched up with Brooklyn this year.
And with this matchup being an East versus West affair, it will be the first of only 2 meetings between the teams.
And, you know, there's always a bit of a filling out process in that first game between opponents. A lot different than when you've played a team you're familiar with.
On defense, Brooklyn. Porzingis kicks to Finney-Smith. Doncic outside. Over Irving. Dallas again missing.
Very surprising that he came away empty there, especially given room to operate.
Prince misses.
Boy, I'm absolutely shocked he didn't get that one to go. Usually he's money from deep.
Back to Hardaway. To the inside. And Dinwiddie over to help. Dinwiddie with the steal. Here's Harris. He can't get it to go. And the Mavericks going the other way now. Doncic passes to Porzingis. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. Porzingis has got his second basket.
Tell you what, for a young player, Doncic has already shown tremendous skill and feel for the game. Beautiful floor awareness there.
Harris looking it over. Clock at 6. Here's Jordan. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
Their play on both ends has been superb. We'll see if they can maintain the momentum.
And, you know, nothing like getting an opponent on the ropes early. You love that if you're on that side of the scoreboard, and they are landing some haymakers now.
Over in the quarter, Porzingis. Rebound, Brooklyn.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Irving finds Prince. Back to Irving. It's rebounded by Porzingis. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
And Doncic gets it to go.
That is a sweet-looking jumper there, boy. Doncic doesn't need much space or time to get shots off.
Dinwiddie outside. Lobs it up for Jordan, and DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
Yeah, you got to respect the athletic reach of Jordan now. Throw it up, and he will bash in the alley-oop.
Doncic outside. Back to Hardaway. Doncic outside. Poked away and stolen by Kyrie Irving. Three-pointer. Not going to go that time. Now the Mavericks take it the other way.
You know, he looks a little off-kilter to me this quarter, still trying to find his rhythm.
Out to the right wing. Porzingis passes to Doncic. He can't hit that time. Great D that time from Jordan. Here's Dinwiddie. Rebounded by Hardaway. Hardaway has got rebound number 5 here tonight. Pass to Doncic. And he lobs it up. Nice catch and finish on the alley-oop.
My goodness. Save that one. I want to see that again.
Me too. Just absolutely beautiful.
Virtually impossible to top that alley-oop.
Passes to Harris. Knocks it loose. And it's the Mavericks on the break. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
You know, when Powell is this deep, Kevin, I mean, the defense knows they're in trouble. Sometimes they have no choice but to foul him.
And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for Brooklyn.
They've come out in attack mode on the defensive end. They've applied pressure and forcing turnovers.
The other thing that's helped them early tonight are the points they've been able to convert off turnovers.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The free throw drops for Powell. Well, out of Canada by way of Stanford University. 6'11" power forward Dwight Powell.
Boy, a high-energy guy is Powell, guys. He's a pogo stick and a rim runner. Very quick-footed. I think that makes him tough to tag slicing through the lane. His activity and agility really what separate him and get him minutes on the court.
So he gets them both. Clark, a lot of coaches like to run their offense through centers. Any names you can think of who you'd be comfortable running your offense through at that position?
Well, just because I've watched him and loved his game since locking into him, Jokic.
Yes.
Man, can he pass it. He can shoot it. He can score it inside. He's got such excellent hands and touch. He's at the top of the list. DeMarcus Cousins, big guy that can shoot it and pass it as well. And Marcus Hall is also in that list.
Yeah, you'd feel comfortable with any of those guys holding the ball, distributing the ball, wouldn't you?
No doubt.
Chandler kicks to LeVert. To the paint. And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
Boy, LeVert showing you his unselfishness there. I mean, if you're open, he loves getting you the ball.
Outside Curry. Wright against Dinwiddie. Wright dishes to Curry. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The kick out to Wright. Shoots over Dinwiddie. And Wright gets it to go on the assist by Curry. Brooklyn leading by 5. Here's Temple. 11 points for him in that last game against Minnesota. And DeLon Wright gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Curry against Dinwiddie. And there's the pass to Temple. Just 4 to shoot. Return to sender. That's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. Now that we have a second, let's take a quick peek at the rebounding numbers for the last handful of seasons for Allen.
He's really made that a focus of his game these past few years, and it's paid big-time dividends for him. He's become a much better rebounder, and it's increased his value as a player by leaps and bounds.
A wide open look here for Wright. Misses the 3.
They hold the early advantage on the glass.
Yeah, nothing major, not a huge advantage, but certainly a good sign for them going forward. Wow, he was just wide open there. That's way too easy.
Pass to Kleba. Dallas moving it around. Pass to Wright for 3. Rebounded by the Nets. Jordan's got 5 rebounds tonight. Temple, the pass to Jordan. Back to Temple. To the middle. Deflects the pass. Dinwiddie kicks to Jordan. Just 5 on the clock. Lets it fly. Temple can't get it to go.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
Now here's Curry. He's covered closely. Wright finds Curry. Back to Wright. Passes it to Powell. From deep. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. And the Mavericks making a change here. Brunson's checked in. Brooklyn leading by 7. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Dinwiddie. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Dinwiddie's so good at figuring out ways to get the defense to foul him. You just can't be careless defensively when you're guarding Dinwiddie.
This is his second trip to the line in this one. The free throw drops for Dinwiddie.
You know, the next step for Dinwiddie is to just become more consistent going forward, especially when it comes to scoring, because I think he does everything else pretty well.
And both free throws good for Dinwiddie.
And at the line, it's all about consistency with him. His routine, his stroke, it never wavers.
Now here's Brunson. Dinwiddie covering. Right against Jordan. Just 5 to shoot. Curry dishes to Wright. Dallas no good that time either. And so it's Brooklyn, ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. Back to the action after this word. One of the league's best point guards, Kyrie Irving, had this to say about his competition.
2011, I came into a league where the point guard position was still being revolutionized, and now guys are solidifying that spot every single year. There are young guys coming in, but now we have established point guards that are franchise-changing point guards. And for me, having that competitive drive every single game, I know I'm going against an elite point guard every single game. So I think that now coming into the league, it's a lot different than it was before.
Some say, Greg, a golden age at the point guard position.
Yeah, and Irving right there with the best of them. He embraces the challenge.
And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And taking a look at the Nets' performance here, guys, what jumps out to you, stats-wise?
I mean, offensively, I thought they did a good job of protecting the ball. And defensively, boy, were they disruptive.
Yeah, I like the way they forced a ton of turnovers and then took advantage of those turnovers with opportunistic baskets.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. On the court for the Mavericks, Curry is out there with Jackson. Then it's DeLon Wright. Then it's Jalen Brunson. And it's Kleba in at the 5, home in the paint. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Kenny Atkinson, who's a native of Long Island, now has his dream job, coaching the Brooklyn Nets. He doesn't need praise or recognition. Instead, he's fueled by the fear of failure. He says, I always feel like I'm one banana peel away from never being in the NBA again. And Kevin, he's got his team playing with that same determination.
David, he sure does. Thank you very much. And the first one at the line is good.
And a great track record in the draft for the Nets. Karis LeVert selected with the 20th pick, and Jared Allen taken at 22.
And you might want to throw in, guys, too, Rodions Kurucs, the 40th pick in 2018, had a big impact, even participated in the Rising Stars Challenge. And, you know, sometimes you've got to make your own breaks, make your own good fortune, and that's exactly what the Nets have done.
Analytics, Clark, are such a major factor for coaching staffs and scouting staffs, and plenty of micro-analysis to go around, but some statistics can actually be a little bit misleading, don't you think?
Yeah, I agree with you, Kevin, and you can torture the numbers to say whatever you want them to say, so you have to be careful. I think there's a great place for analytics in the game. It's very useful in some areas, but you have to balance it. There has to be a blend there. Take, for instance, shot blocking. Just because you don't block a shot, that sometimes can dismiss what changing shots do to a team's defense or for a team's defense. The number of threes being taken. Effective field goal percentage is more important than raw field goal percentage because of threes.
How about that move? You'll see very few players able to pull off. Just sensational stuff.
Curry passes to Brunson. Here's Kleba. 14 points from him the last game against the Thunder in Oklahoma City. Bounce pass from right. Curry outside. Connects from three-point range. Curry's got 5 points now in the quarter.
The real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
A little back and forth from long range. I love it. That's a terrific answer there.
LeVert kicks to Dinwiddie. Over Brunson. It's rebounded by Dallas. Following this one, they get to host the Hornets. Outside Curry. Got a piece of it. Kleba, the pass to Brunson. Had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target. Here's LeVert, and he takes that one up and powers it through.
LeVert's athleticism on full display as he makes great effort in the fast break.
And here is Curry. He has 5. The pass to Kleba. Launches a 3. Dinwiddie with the rebound.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Pass to Allen. Dinwiddie surveying the floor. Chandler outside. Shoots from 14. Kleba with the rebound.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
Well, you know, I hear you. That's a good look, but when you're that wide open, I think you got to knock it down.
Here's Brunson outside for Curry. Nailed from three-point land. Curry's got a pair of triples in the second now for the Mavs. Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Wright. Porzingis is checked in for Dallas. And a change for the Nets. Irving's checked in for Spencer Dinwiddie. Outside Irving. The 15-footer. The Mavericks pull it in. Kleba's got his 4th rebound in this one. Now here's Brunson. He's guarded closely. Off the mark, had a chance to trim it to single digits. And so it's Irving. He brings it up for the Nets. Looking for Allen and gets it there. Curry passes to Brunson. That shot missing. Great D that time from Irving. And Brooklyn with another turnover here. Coming off that loss against the Timberwolves.
You got to give him an A for effort. Just fell a little bit short in that one.
Yeah, they were really close right there. Just couldn't string together a few key plays to help get them over the top for the win.
Dorian Finney-Smith's checked in for the Mavericks. Doncic comes in for Seth Curry. Then for the Nets, Prince is checked in for Chandler. And Harris subbed in for Karis LeVert. Here's Doncic. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. It's Allen on the wing. A beautiful reverse layup. Allen's got 6 points.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
You're exactly right. It's been all good at one end, and let's be diplomatic and just say not so good at the other end. He does not lack for confidence, and he shouldn't. I mean, this guy's a dangerous scorer.
Temple the pass to Irving. Can't hit that one. Now Dallas takes it the other way.
He still hasn't been able to convert from the field. He's just struggling to find his shot. Great idea to pull up and take the transition 3 there. The D was in position to block his path to the hoop if he took it inside.
Well, the number 33 pick in the 2018 draft, Jalen Brunson, off to a pretty good start.
Boy, I tell you what, this guy is so solid. He was the Naismith Player of the Year and a two-time champion at Villanova. No surprise to see him handling this business in the pros because he's all business.
Mark, we know you have great passion for the game of basketball. Any passions that our fans may not know about?
Yeah, I enjoy golf. I'm an avid reader, as you well know, Kevin. We actually share book titles on occasion. Obviously, food is universal, and there's nothing I turn down. I try to eat certain things in moderation, but I enjoy board games, too. In terms of sports, I'm a fan of football, both college and pro. Enjoy playing golf, and board games and reading probably are what occupy my time.
Free throw, good, Irving.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
One way to protect the lead, knock down those free throws, and 100% free throwing for the quarter, that's superb.
And the Mavericks making a change here. Hardaway's checked in. Both free throws good for Irving.
You know, with Dirk Nowitzki retiring last season after a remarkable 21 years with the Mavericks, they are starting afresh, a new era, hoping budding superstar Luka Doncic can carry that mantle, and I think he's off to a great start in doing so.
Pass to Doncic. A three-pointer, no good.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Temple dishes to Allen. Passes it to Irving. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Shot clock at 6. Allen for the three. And again, it's the Nets missing. And you think of everything that Dirk Nowitzki has meant to the Mavericks. Clark, one team for his entire career.
An iconic Hall of Famer. You talk about 14 All-Star appearances and league MVP. 6th all-time in scoring. Most importantly, the franchise's first and only title in 2011.
And not a great start for him in the first, but he's quickly starting to turn it around.
He kicks it to Prince. Porzingis with the block.
Boy, Porzingis doing a nice job staying in position and then using his reach to block shots.
To the inside. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. Doncic has got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Here's Temple. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. Irving attacking, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
And a great front office in Brooklyn. General Manager Sean Marks taking over in 2016, and he just signed an extension.
And you know, guys, that San Antonio tree has some great branches on it all over the league, and he's one of them. I mean, he's been a player, a coach, has worked in the front office. Marks understands all sides of the basketball business.
And the first one drops.
And didn't have a single free throw in that first quarter, but he started to play with a little bit more of an edge to his game here in the second.
Powell, he's checked in for Maxi Kleber. And the Nets making a change here as well. DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Garrett Temple. And so Irving nails both of them.
And the Mavericks seem to have done the hard part, acquiring a potential franchise player in Luka Doncic.
And you know, guys, we've seen it, but in this league, 1 star isn't enough. That's why I think the trade for Porzingis was a good gamble. If he can stay healthy, they have an inside-outside star combo to build on.
Hardaway. The shot off that time. Some solid defense from Harris. Out of bounds. Dallas takes possession. And the upcoming schedule for Brooklyn. On Saturday, they'll take on Marc Gasol and the Toronto Raptors. Then on Monday, they'll tip off a road trip starting in Orlando and going up against the Magic.
And for that game against the Thunder, there aren't many other meetings that are as evenly matched as this one. Both teams can give and take punches, and this one, I think, is going to come down to the wire.
Tell you what, there's not much the defense can do about that. I mean, Hardaway Jr. just has a special knack for making difficult shots.
Harris finds Irving. Knocked loose. Here we go, one-on-one. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It goes on Taurean Prince.
Comparisons being drawn between Kristaps Porzingis and Dirk Nowitzki for their height and skill level, understandably so, and in many eyes, fitting that Porzingis is now a Dallas Maverick.
Shooting 2.
The first free throw is good. And Clark, looking at those 2 players you just mentioned, Nowitzki 7 foot tall, Porzingis 7'3".
Yeah, you take a look at those guys, and the difference really, I think, is the athleticism of Porzingis. He moves a little better, he bounces a little higher, and as he's gotten stronger, I think center might be his natural position, whereas Dirk was really better suited to being a power forward.
And so it's Irving with it, bringing it up for the Nets. They've led by as many as 14 points. Powell against Harris. 5 to shoot. 16 feet away. And it's Finney Smith with the rebound.
You know, the fact is, he's not a lock from there, but he was open enough to where he should have hit that shot.
Draws contact on the shot, and now a 3-point play chance as he'll head to the line. So Doncic will go to the free throw line. It's going to be on DeAndre Jordan. The Mavericks have been shooting 50% at the line, 5 of 10.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. 1 shot.
Doncic, no good on the free throw. And with the signing of Durant and Irving along with DeAndre Jordan, Greg, are the Brooklyn Nets now claiming the mantle for the top team in New York?
Listen, they were already the better team a season ago. After stealing the Knicks' thunder in free agency, acquiring the superstar talent, they're poised to steal the Knicks' cultural relevance as well.
Hardaway against Harris. Here's the teardrop.
Hey, get that weak stuff out of here. Take it home. Jordan is fantastic at rejecting those kinds of shots.
And it's the Mavericks with the ball, trailing by 5. Hardaway passes to Doncic. Here's Finney Smith. And the pass to Doncic. Wants to get it to Powell, and does. Can't hit from in close.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Yeah, impressive shot there by Harris. He's in the league to make the hard shots, not just the open ones.
Pass to Porzingis. Back to Doncic. Pass to Powell. Now here's Hardaway. The scoring numbers have been solid for him. He's averaging just under 14 points a game.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
And guys, you know that rebounding is a huge part, a huge component of winning games. It's not a glamour stat, but it's necessary if you're going to be a winning team. Yep, you know, after a scoreless first period, he's really turned it up a notch, building some momentum.
Pass to Doncic. Back to Porzingis. Doncic outside. To halt the run. Add basket number 6 to his stat sheet. He's now 6 for 10.
Boy, Luka Doncic, such an all-around skill set. I mean, the defense having a real hard time containing him tonight.
Lobs it up for Jordan. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Well, I tell you what, Doncic plays with really good energy and awareness, but also he's got a quiet physicality to him, and he doesn't mind being bumped around when he's trying to score.
5 attempts for him at the line tonight. He's made 3.
And he hasn't been able to get it going at the free throw line yet.
Yeah, he's been way off the mark far too often. Those misses could come back to bite him.
Take a break. Take a
And
break.
it's clear that's a change
2
for the
shots.
better from what he was able to do at the free throw line a year ago, guys.
The first one falls.
You know, he's the 3rd pick in the 2018 draft, guys, and Doncic seems poised to dominate this league for a lot of years.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Jackson, he's checked in for Dorian Finney-Smith, and it's Wright in for Tim Hardaway Jr. Wilson Chandler's checked in for Brooklyn. Spencer Dinwiddie comes in for Taurean Prince. All free throws good from Doncic.
And season 4 for Coach Kenny Atkinson with the Nets. You got to be impressed with the job he's done in Brooklyn.
Yeah, you know, Kenny is a hard worker. He's a bit of a grinder if you were trying to term what category he might fit into. And you see that in his team. And, you know, he admits it. He's getting better just like his players are. And that's a great, great statement because we're all hopefully getting better as we move forward.
To the left side wing. The pass to Wright. In the corner, Powell with it. With 1 on the clock, it'll go, and the Nets lead is cut down to 5 on the bucket from Doncic.
Boy, that jump shot is wet. Hold this, says Doncic. Any kind of airspace, and he's knocking that down.
And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. Nets lead by 5. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks a lot. Kyrie, what were you all focusing on coming into the game tonight?
I come out with a intense focus and intensity that other teams can't match. Just doing whatever it takes to keep our tempo. Guys are in a great rhythm when we have a great tempo. So just trying to get everybody involved and do whatever it takes to win.
Well, we'll see if you can keep playing at your pace in the second half. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for 3rd quarter basketball.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Program. I'm Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. It's Brooklyn out in front at the half. They have a 5-point lead. Kenny, what did you see from them?
Well, they've been pounding. I mean, pounding it in the paint. Not just taking the first 3-pointer when it came across. That keeps the defense on its toes.
And looking at Dallas, Shaq, your thoughts?
Well, they could be ahead in this game if they were taking care of the boards. More possession means more scoring opportunity. A few rebounds either way could decide the outcome of the game. Ultimately, this game will come down to who wants it more.
And that's a wrap. With the 3rd quarter approaching, we now send you back to Kevin and the crew.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. You know, Luka Doncic has been exceptional here, guys.
And he's shown just how adept he can be at creating contact and then cashing in at the line.
Well, you know, in that first half, it was a common occurrence. He got to the stripe time and time again.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. Mavericks trail by 5. So for Brooklyn now, Taurean Prince is out there with Jared Allen. Then there's Harris. Then there's Spencer Dinwiddie. And it's Irving in at the point. Basket good. Hardaway has got 5 points so far.
Hardaway Jr., guys, doing a nice job. They're just taking what the defense gives them in the screen and roll. Good decision making.
Allen up top. They get a hand on it. Harris outside. 4 on the shot clock. Cranes the 3-pointer. 10 points for him.
You know, knocking down the three guys, that's one of the premier three-point gunners in the NBA, Joe Harris.
On the wing, Doncic. Over Irving. Doncic, no good.
And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
Pass to Dinwiddie. Irving kicks to Dinwiddie. Shot from the wing. Powell pulls it in. Powell's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Hardaway against Allen. Hardaway passes to Doncic. The rebound by the Nets. Just over a minute and a half have passed here in the third quarter. Allen with it. Hardaway picks him up. Allen's shot is off. And so it's Doncic with it. He brings it up for the Mavericks. Since the second half started, they've only given up 3 points. Fader on the way. That's a basket. His 8th from the field, 8 of 14.
Well, you know what? It's really rare to see young players like Doncic have such offensive creativity in their game. Deadly from the mid-range.
Here's Irving. And that one hits back iron.
Far from an ideal start here. I mean, this half just 1 for 4 so far.
Here's Doncic. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Hardaway. 25 points for Luka Doncic.
Well, it's so easy to be excited about Doncic. A lot to like in his game, especially when he's sinking tough shots in the face of the defense like this.
Here's Harris. No good on that one. Good D by Hardaway.
Clearly out of rhythm now, guys. I mean, just 1 for 5 to begin the second half.
And now we're 3 minutes into the third quarter of play. Here's Doncic. That doesn't go on the chance to tie.
Unnecessary to go to the fadeaway there. It wasn't needed. Could have just kept it simple and taken the easy shot. Yeah, I tell you what, for him, this has been a game to forget. But somehow they still find themselves with the lead.
And it's sent back by Allen. Harris outside. And that one is off. Now the Mavericks take it the other way.
And a one-year player at Texas, Jared Allen came into the league as a bit of a project. He's got ample playing time to develop in Brooklyn.
And Greg, safe to say Allen's defense is ahead of his offense.
Yeah, but his mobility and leaping ability serve him well as a finisher, providing that vertical spacing teams like to have inside.
That free throw good from Hardaway.
You know, you look at Hardaway Jr. right now. I think efficiency is everything, should be the priority for him. I think he has the talent, no doubt, but just needs to play to his strengths a little bit more.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Maxi Kleba, he's checked in for Dwight Powell. Seth Curry comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Luka Doncic. Here's Irving. He's got 9. And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn.
They're trying to stem the tide here.
Yeah, you know, they had to do something, anything to stop this run. You can't just let it go on any longer.
And a moment now to see some numbers for Brunson. He's putting up about 8 points a game, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds. And there isn't much to write home about with his numbers. I think he'd like to up his contributions.
Yeah, but you got to earn that chance. I mean, you get what you earn. His numbers are fine, but he's not going to get a lot more floor time unless he turns it up a notch.
Now, here is Irving. Brunson covering. And that one's good, Irving. Irving's got 11 points.
It sure was textbook, and Irving is fantastic in the screen roll. A solid decision maker in these sets, and he also can put it in the basket himself if he needs to.
Outside, Porzingis for the lead. Kyrie Irving grabs the miss.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
I certainly do. You know, I like to see guys do their work inside. Their rebounding has been excellent, and that's always important in a close game.
Prince, the pass to Allen. The shot, no good. And so it's Brunson with it. He brings it up for the Dallas Mavericks. Since halftime, they've only allowed 5 points. Now Curry. He's got 8. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. 10 points for him.
So impressive, the fortitude, the will to battle back, but it did take a lot of energy to get here.
Yeah, you know, battling back is about staying the course, and their attitude never changed.
And that one drops for him.
Yeah, you know what? Dinwiddie is very dependable at serving his teammates on the court. Seems like a natural leader.
Brunson finds Porzingis, and there's the call on Garrett Temple. That's his first foul. Karis LeVert's checked in for Brooklyn. Hardaway against LeVert. Hardaway passes to Kleba. No luck that time on the shot that would have put them on top. Here's Temple. Pass to Irving. Sweet little floater. Now it's a 4-point Nets lead.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Outside Hardaway. A 3-ball. Allen with the rebound. Allen's got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one.
Feels to me like this team is going to need more from him, guys. I mean, if they're to erase this deficit, he's got to step up.
Prince with it. He's got 7, 6 to shoot. Brooklyn needs to get off a shot here. Irving way outside. Shot clock reset for the Nets. Mavericks trailed by 4. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Don't challenge him. Get that out of here. Allen's almost 7 feet now. He's got excellent timing and good bounce.
And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Nets.
Their defense has been outstanding, closing out on shots and blocking a few as well.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
Here's Brunson, and it's sent back by Irving. And now the fast break, Irving with the ball. Prince wide open. No good on the shot. Now Dallas takes it the other way. And there's the call on Garrett Temple. That'll be his second foul of the game. Justin Jackson, he's checked in for Tim Hardaway Jr. DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Brooklyn. Chandler comes in for Taurean Prince. Dallas calls timeout.
Well, it's been an express lane to the rim. Coach can't be happy about that.
And, you know, I think he's going to tell them simply, we have to show more fight on the interior. That's the top priority right now.
And the Mavericks making a change here. Lights checked in. And let's use this break to bring up the top scoring teams in the league so far this season. These are the real stats, real scores from the real NBA. In third, the Mavericks.
And how about the year they've had offensively? This is a team that can put points on the board in a hurry. Always fun to watch them play.
On defense, the Nets. They've led by as many as 14 points. Shot clock at 5. Again, the miss by the Mavericks.
Yeah, just a solid job on the backboard. They are really controlling the inside.
Well, they're working the glass, really battling in that area of the game, and that's helped them stake this lead.
LeVert from outside bangs home the trifecta. LeVert's got his third bucket of the night.
Oh, great ball movement there.
And so it's Wright bringing up the ball for Dallas. 9-point game. Passes it to Porzingis. And here's Jackson. And no good. The dry spell continuing for him. It's LeVert on the wing. Guarded by Wright. Porzingis with the steal. And out of bounds as the Nets gain possession. And Brooklyn making a change here. Harris is checked in. Brooklyn with the ball, stringing it together. They've got an 11-2 run going. Here's Temple. Now the pass to Irving. And it's Wright sending it back. It's tipped. Irving looking over the floor. And the layup's good off the glass. Irving's got 10 points in just the second half.
I mean, the airtight handle of Irving, just leaving defenders in his dust.
And the Mavericks call time here.
You know, trying to stem the tide here.
Yeah, you know, they had to do something, anything to stop this run. You can't just let it go on any longer.
Take a look here at the numbers for Porzingis. Over the last month, getting it done. Third in blocks. And he's among the top 15 in rebounding. Just a powerful presence in the paint.
And you aren't top 3 in blocks unless you're committed to dominating in that category. His awareness and hustle is off the charts. Very impressive. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. For 3, Harris. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks. Kleba's got his 8th rebound here tonight.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
And the shot goes in from Kristaps Porzingis.
You know, Porzingis is a guy who's used to having to fight his way through the defense, and good balance allowed him to do that there. Boy, you look at Maximilian Kleber, the German native. I mean, this guy is a very capable shooter, but it's his defense that keeps him on the court. He's 6'11", but has quick feet, which allows him to defend multiple positions.
Left side, Irving. Good, and Harris gets the assist. 22 points for Kyrie Irving.
Boy, he's really been on a roll this quarter. Seems like everything he throws up is finding bottom.
And here is Wright. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. Mark, you think of European players, it's usually the offensive end where they thrive, but Kleba is a versatile defensive stopper, too.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I mean, this guy can shut you down because he moves his feet. He's strong, really keeps driving lanes from opening up on the perimeter, and his positioning and timing make him a good shot blocker, too.
2 on the clock. Irving can't hit. Mavericks trail by 12. Pass to Porzingis over Chandler, and it's Porzingis that time on the assist from Jackson. Porzingis has got 4 points this quarter.
You know, we talk a lot about confidence right there. Porzingis showed plenty of it.
And stolen by Wright. Drops in the breakaway layup. Wright's got it back down to single digits for the Mavs. Brooklyn's gotten the three-pointer to fall to the tune of 50% here in the third quarter. They've made 3 of 6. And Temple kicks to Irving. Jordan finds Irving. Over Wright. Irving's shot is good. Irving's got 24.
As hot as he's been this quarter, the game plan is simple, folks. Get him the ball and get out of the way.
Porzingis kicking it over. Wright from outside. Hands it from downtown. Wright's got 7 points in the game.
He can be dangerous from outside. Sure, he didn't get one to go in the first, but we know he can get on the roll and knock him down.
And stolen by Wright. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
And he's got his first chance at the line here. Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Powell, he's checked in for Maxi Kleba. Dorian Finney-Smith comes in for Porzingis. And Doncic is subbed in for Curry. The Nets also changing it up. Allen comes in for Jordan. And Dinwiddie subbed in for Kyrie Irving. 35 seconds left in the third. Pass to Temple. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now.
Performed well thus far this season with a 78% clip.
And fellas, I think you have to like his improvements over his free throw numbers from a year ago. It's not a significant number or a huge amount, but it's improvement nonetheless.
That free throw, no good. And he's good on the second. We've got 22 seconds left to play in the third. Now, here's Doncic. T right on him. From deep three-point range. Oh, he gets it to go. Wow.
It counts.
Wow, what a way to finish up the quarter.
That's an impossible shot, man, even when you don't have the clock to worry about.
What a performance for Kyrie Irving. He has been the story for the Brooklyn Nets. Scoring, rebounding, he was all over the place during that quarter. They are riding his performance right now. We've got more in store. And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the fourth quarter in what is still anybody's ball game. And so it's Dinwiddie with it. He'll bring it up for Brooklyn. On the wing, Doncic and Jackson. Then there's Dwight Powell. Then it's DeJuan Wright. And it's Finney-Smith in at the power forwards position. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas. Harris misses.
You know, you'd like to see a little more effort there defensively, but maybe they wanted him to take that shot, baited him into it.
Wright outside. outside Jackson. 5 on the clock. Here's Powell, and the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And Powell, with that long body of his, does a nice job going at the defense and forcing them to foul.
Makes it, and the next one could tie it up.
The length and mobility of Powell is really impressive. He's a solid big guy who I think continues just to get better at both ends.
He's off on the second. Brooklyn's gone outside a lot tonight. 17 times, in fact. 7 of 17. It's Allen on the wing. Back to Dinwiddie. Passes it to Allen. It's rebounded by Dallas. Just over a minute played here in the fourth. And the dunk by Doncic.
Well, you can't let Doncic have these types of opportunities, guys. When you aren't close to him, this is what happens.
High post Allen. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
Yeah, clutch play there. No reason to risk the jumper when you can get to the rack.
Yeah, you want to get those sure things down the stretch, and that close to the bucket, he is a sure thing.
Prince is checked in for Wilson Chandler.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
Boy, I covered Jared Allen in college, and you look at the physical profile he's got. 7.5-foot wingspan, big hands, explosive, really good athlete. He's got all the tools and an upside without limits.
Again, the Mavericks score.
Boy, Doncic so crafty and good at using screens and being effective in screening situations. He's a true scorer and playmaker.
Dinwiddie passes to Temple. Back to Dinwiddie. Jacks up a three. The shot missing. And it's Dallas the other way. You were talking, Clark, about Allen's length and leaping ability. He's dangerous around the rim.
Boy, he sure is, guys. Still developing his skill game, but he's already more than serviceable at the offensive end of the floor. And we know he's a rim protector defensively. Good feet, gets up and down, has a nice touch and good hands. Boy, this guy is going to be some kind of player going forward.
The Nets have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the third quarter. Now here is Harris. Allen right side. Kicks it to Temple. The three. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks. Powell's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Here's Doncic. Rebounded by Temple. Brooklyn's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Tipped away, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Nets will retain possession. Hardaway's checked in for Dallas. Doncic against Dinwiddie. He kicks it to Temple. Down to 5 on the shot clock. It's Allen on the wing. For 3, Harris. The Mavericks pull it in.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
And, you know, you can sense his frustration. This is going to be a test of his resolve here.
Fires from 18. Here's Jackson. And there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time. Jackson's got the lead up to 2 now for the Mavs. Now Dinwiddie. The pass to Prince. The 15-footer. And again, it's the Nets missing.
They came close there to tying it up.
Yeah, you know, and after the way they fought back into it here in the fourth, that would have been a big bucket for him.
And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up.
And they didn't shoot it very well from the line in the first half, but they've gotten much better since halftime, and it's helped them to secure the lead.
And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown so far for Dallas.
They keep piling up the assists, and they haven't cooled off at all.
It's been a hot shooting night for them, too. I mean, they've hit a lot of those mid-range jump shots.
And the first one at the line is good. And so he hits both. Here's Temple. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Timeout called, the Nets.
Yeah, things not going their way, and he wants to just try to talk this one over.
And you know what, guys? If for nothing else, just to slow things down a little bit, change it up somewhat.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Thanks, Kevin. Kenny Atkinson had some words for his team during the break. He said, look, you guys are playing physical, and I like that, but it has to be under control. We've committed way too many fouls. We've allowed way too many foul shots. Kevin?
Well, you know, guys, we know Hardaway can score, but when he makes these passes, it makes him a lot more dangerous.
Allen dishes to Dinwiddie. And Justin Jackson is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul. A floater, and with that, the Maverick lead is cut down to just 4 points with a bucket from Dinwiddie.
Dinwiddie can hit defenders with floaters and a lot more. He's got a full arsenal and showing you that offensive creativity there.
Doncic feeling it out, and Dinwiddie over to help. Down low, Finney-Smith shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It goes on Taurean Prince.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that, that's your only option.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, free throws are always better than a layup, so I'd agree with you there, Greg.
First one falls for him. Porzingis, he's checked in for Justin Jackson. Irving's checked in for the Nets. That misses, so he splits the free throws.
He did the important part at the line there, the heavy lifting, if you will. Made this a 2-possession game.
Dinwiddie passes to Harris. Powell with the steal. Inside, here's Finney-Smith.
Boy, excellent recognition from Hardaway Jr. to find his teammate there. This guy's an unselfish player.
On the wing, Harris. The Nets working the ball around now. There's the triple. Shot is good, and the Mavericks lead is cut down to 4 on the bucket from Dinwiddie.
A pretty free look from three-point range. The D forgot about him on that possession.
You know, Greg, I think that might have been intentional. It perhaps was not an accident because he's typically not the guy that's taking that shot at this stage of the game.
6 on the shot clock. Here's Hardaway. Prince with the defensive effort.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
Boy, that was a sweet-looking teardrop. There's very little defense for that.
For Dallas, they've gone 5 of 8 shooting as we've come down the home stretch in this final quarter. Outside, Porzingis. Pass to Doncic. Back to Porzingis. Takes a 3. Brooklyn with the rebound. Allen's got rebound number 12 here already in the game. Doncic with the steal, and now the fast break. Doncic with the ball, and he lays that one in. Doncic has got 13 points in the second half.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
Irving kicks to Prince. Dinwiddie against Hardaway. Dinwiddie with the bucket.
Shots are just flowing for him right now, having a really strong quarter.
The Mavericks leading. Hardaway with it. Knocked away. That's up a 3. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. Doncic has got his 6th assist on the night.
You know, with good shooting form and technique and a knack for scoring, Hardaway Jr. is confident with the deep ball.
Allen outside. Back to Irving. Fires from deep. He's off on that one. And the Mavericks going the other way now. In the corner, Hardaway with it. Another 3 for Dallas.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Doncic. It's Allen on the wing. Guarded by Powell. Allen passes to Prince. From down in the low post, it goes. Here's Doncic. And Prince comes to help. Doncic kicks to Powell. Second shot opportunity and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
You know, guys, KP sometimes is just overwhelming. I mean, when he gets good positioning, he sometimes just forces the defense to foul.
That free throw good from Porzingis.
You know, Porzingis is a unique big man, no doubt about it. He's often compared to Dirk Nowitzki, somebody that can space the floor as well as hurt you with his athleticism. Actually, he's probably a tad more athletic than Dirk.
And both free throws good for Porzingis. Nets trail by 8. And here is Irving. Pass to Dinwiddie. Fires the 3. Powell pulls it in. Powell's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. to the paint, and the dunk by Porzingis.
Yeah, he's known for his finesse game, guys, but Porzingis showing you there. He's got some power to his game, too.
Irving passes to Harris.
And he might not be a household name just yet, but Joe Harris is one of the game's true dead-eye marksmen. You can make the case he's the most underrated shooter in the league.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes the first.
You know, he was waived after his second year in the league, guys, but Joe Harris didn't let that stop him. He improved his skills, and he's carving out a nice career for himself.
That one is no good. Dallas leading by 9. Dinwiddie with the steal. From deep, Prince. And it's Finney-Smith with the rebound. Finney-Smith's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Maybe not the most famous beard in the league, but Joe Harris's beard last year, Greg, drawing some notice in the NBA.
The lumberjack look belying his feathery touch. Good size and strength, enabling him to play the small forward position when needed.
And so it's Irving with it, bringing it up for Brooklyn. Doesn't go that time. Nice D from Doncic.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, as they're looking to battle back, that's one of the key elements. You got to rebound.
Great D that time from Irving. Nets trail by 11. Puts it up from 15. And that one, good. Irving's got 28 points for the game.
And the mid-range shot of Irving is impressive. He has wonderful form with that shot.
Hardaway against Dinwiddie. And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
Yeah, you know, the officials aren't nearly as lenient as they used to be on that call. As a matter of fact, I know I got away with a lot of those in my playing days, but that was 40 years ago.
Right, he's checked in for Dallas. That one goes in.
Nice step in from the line that time by Harris. Gets those looks because you've got to respect his 3.
And the Mavericks call time here. They're ahead by 7. 1:46 left in the 4th quarter. And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Luka Doncic.
And guys, no doubt who our pick was going to be. He's made everyone else on the court look like they're playing at half speed. It's been total domination, and you can't help but just sit back and admire that performance.
He sure has given this crowd a treat tonight. This kind of performance only cements his status as a fan favorite. 1:46 left in the game. Porzingis against Allen. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
You know, that's not an easy assignment. As Porzingis showed there, he's a lot to handle.
And he cannot get the first one to drop. Tough one to miss. And the second of 2 is good. That stretches their lead to 8. 1:37 left in the fourth quarter. Now, here is Irving. Dinwiddie wide open. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Irving's got 4 assists in the game. Mavericks leading by 5. Now Porzingis. Over Allen. Nice shot by Porzingis. Porzingis has got 7 points for the quarter.
High release for Porzingis on his jump shots. Almost impossible to defend that.
And on the way from Irving for 3. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks. They've led by as many as 11 points. Passes it to Finney-Smith. And here is Powell. Right outside. Hardaway dishes to Wright. Just 5 to shoot. Dallas needs to get off a shot. On deep. Allen with the rebound.
And not sure they've got enough time to save themselves.
It doesn't look good, even with a quick bucket here. Stepping up and capitalizing in a big way at a critical time. Spencer Dinwiddie doing work.
First free throw is good, and that increases their lead to 6. So he gets them both, and it's a 7-point game.
You know, important for him to come through at the line there because they want to expand that lead.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn. They're down by 7. We've got 33 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Guys, what's your take?
Well, they'll need a very quick basket out of this timeout.
Yeah, and even if they get it and then get a quick foul, I'm not sure there's enough time even under that scenario.
We've got 33 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
Indeed, my goodness, the determined Dinwiddie. Spencer coming up big on a crucial possession.
Good on the first, and that puts them up by 5. Second one is good. Getting both at the line, and it's a 6-point ball game. 6-second difference between the shot and game clock. Timeout called the Nets. They trail by 6. 27 seconds left to play here in the fourth. .27 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Here's Irving. It drops. And now they trail by just 4.
And you got to admire Irving in these situations. Doesn't let pressure overwhelm him. In fact, he embraces it.
And the Mavericks call time here. They're up by 4. There's 21 seconds left in the fourth quarter. There's 21 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And now they foul and stop the clock.
And you know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
Sure, it's not over. The clock is as much a problem for them as the score is right now, so they've got to try to manage it.
2 shots.
So the first one drops, and that puts them up by 5. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 6-point ball game.
No time to waste on this possession.
Got to go right up with it and then foul immediate.
It's rebounded by Dallas. They've led by as many as 11 points. And there's the foul. And it's on Taurean Prince. And so he's picked up his final foul, and he will sit for the rest of this game. It's the first, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's an 8-point game. Here's Pinson. Musa passes to Karuch. Here's Musa, guarded by Barea. Here's Mwaba off the mark.
And you know, guys, defense has been Lee's calling card since he stepped foot in the league. He's athletic, he's long, he's smart, he's tough. At that end of the floor, he's dangerous.
So we see the Mavericks get the win here. Some good moments throughout this one, but they had the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way they executed on both ends of the floor, completely under control for the vast majority of the game. And whenever there was a misstep, they just didn't allow it to fester, and that's why they're going to walk away with the win.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. KP, you guys got out on a break tonight. How did you get into transition so easily?
Yeah, we want to play faster, and that's what we try to do whenever they miss. We try to run, move the ball quick, and get easy buckets.
And you were able to beat them down the floor tonight, KP. Thanks a lot for your time. Kevin, back to you.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that about wraps it up. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you later.